Omniaje, umejiuliza we, hakuna haja kunyamaza kimya na wajiumiza mwenyewe. Usinyamaze, ongea, ongea, usinyamaze, ongea, ongea, omni kubonga si kugonga.
Hello, good evening, is it afternoon? Welcome to another exciting Saturday episode. The boys on the rail, is a boys hangout. Ama ni aje?
Vitu kabisa.
These Sato boys wana chill too, tukiangalia movie. Thank you for joining us. Today we are going to proceed to episode 2 of Kimya. I hope you watched episode 1. And if you didn't, please make sure you watch it. It's on GVRC Facebook. And GVRC Facebook is Gender Violence Recovery Center, Nairobi Women's Hospital. It's also on GVRC YouTube page, which is GVRC, capital G, GVRC Kenya. Yeah, you'll be able to see it. Taiona to up. Also follow, like, subscribe, and share as we enjoy our weekends. We know it's been a little bit chilly, but yeah, whatever. So wherever you are, kama kuna joto, kuna baridi, it's a Saturday afternoon well spent as we delve into Kimya, part 2. Just a quick recap of part 1. We saw what happened. Kuna character anaitwa Wambo, sindio? There is Wambo's mother. Then there is Josephu. Na Magi, sister ya Joseph. So in part 1, we also what happened. Joseph, sababu ya COVID, they were all confined within the same place. And Joseph was, given the responsibility of helping Wambo with the homework and schooling activities, tuition, amsomeshe. And then now suddenly Wambo is pregnant. And it's like, Wambo, ashambia madhake, the person responsible ni nani? Joseph. Yeah, and that is where we reached. Na Joseph ameruka, amekana kabisa hii story.
Deny.
Ame-apply capital D, high crescendo. Deny. I know what you are thinking, man. Usifikirie hiyo. So he's denied it very, very badly, and we really, it's not a good thing. Let's see what happens in episode 2. As usual, niko na mbogi yangu ya nguvu. Maybe we can start there, then come to our guests for today.
My name is James. I am a program officer at GVRC, Gender Violence Recovery Center. And I'm glad. Welcome to this live stream.
Thank you. Our guest today, the man with many titles, Sema Zote.
All right. Hi, my name is Divine Wandera Apondi. On Facebook, I'm just Divine. I'm an actor professionally, and a producer, a director at the Royal Theatre, and also at Hall of Fame Entertainment. And kazi yetu ndio hii. Thank you.
Thank you. And also a common face on our TV adverts, especially zenye ziko na soko.
Come on, guys.
Go. Yeah, I was really waiting when I'd say that.
Sema.
Thank you. Advert yote ina soko. Okay, moving on. Thank you, Devane, so much for being here. Probably for those who didn't catch up with us on episode 1, if you can just remind them a little bit kidogo, of why you are doing this and what Kimya is all about. And today we're going to be looking at episode 2. Just kidogo too, why are you doing this?
Okay.
As Royal Theatre, as Devane, and as the actors that you also have.
Okay, at the Royal Theatre, we took on this project long before COVID, that is, sensitizing the community and creating awareness on gender-based violence. And this project came in for Kimya. It has got 3 parts. That's episode 1, episode 2, and episode 3. It came in at a time where we had COVID-19 in the country, and then there was lockdown in the country, and then there was so much happening around. In the communities, people were suffering, and so much was going on in the communities. And we could hear of news of girls, students getting pregnant all over. So we delved into this one to investigate and find out what was happening. And also in partnership with GVRC, we were able, and also in collaboration with the UN Women, we were able to come up with short films to sensitize people on whatever's happening in the communities, and also to give them information on what is likely to be done or what can be done if such things happen in the communities. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And that is why you decided to do this. Yeah, as of course, like we said, sometimes using edutainment when you're getting educated and getting entertained is one of the ways that artists are using to communicate. That's why GVRC partnered with Royal Theatre, Devane and a few artists down there. We couldn't even afford them, but we decided it's time that we do something. And that is why we ended up with having Kimya as one of the special projects that we are looking on. So we did episode 1 last Saturday, and this Saturday, without much ado, let's watch episode 2. And we tell you, please, usiende mahali. In the meantime, if you have not liked our page, please like, subscribe, follow, everything. Facebook, Gender Violence Recovery Center, Nairobi Main Hospital. Go to Instagram at GVRC Kenya, Twitter. Look for us everywhere. We are there. If you have a question and you need to get to us, DM. Just DM. Yeah, slide into our DMs. Let us know what's happening to you, and we'll be able to get back to you as soon as possible. I am not sure if James will give his personal handles later, but we'll open as many channels as possible for you to get to us. Thank you. I think we can begin right away into episode 2. Don't go anywhere. Asante sana. Make sure uko na tokens. Hii movie part 2 ni kali.
Beatrice, asante sana kwa kuweza kutupigia simu kwa wakati ambao unafaa. Huyu hapa ni
I'm Dr. Makao, nafanya kazi na Gender Violence Recovery Center. Tunashukuru.
Amboi, mimi ni Wasike, ni wakili ambaye anashughulikia kesi za gender based violence katika community level.
Wambo, kindly explain to us what happened on that day.
Mambo. Changisho kitu. Unaonaje hiyo? Achana na hivi tunasoma. Tala, ona? Hey, hivi ndio tukubwa unasikianga vizuri. Hii inaitwa missionary. Unaona vile anasikia vizuri? Hii inaitwa spider. Alafu hii, angalia hii. Hii ndio the best, inaitwa kifo ya mende. La. Ona tu. In fact, fanya hivi. Twende nikuoneshe. Ni poa. Twende tu. Ni poa. Twende nikuoneshe.
Si makosa yako. Tuko na wewe hapa.
We are here with you. Don't blame yourself. And we work with you through the way. Okay?
So what happens to this child? To this pregnancy?
It's your option to decide on that. But GVLC watakupatia psychosocial support free of charge, and counseling will start immediately. And tutaenda na Wambo to run some tests on her. Kuona kama kuna any transmitted diseases on her.
Baada ya hiyo tutaweza kufuatilia kesi yenyewe. Na tumehandle kesi mingi kama hizi. Sana wakati huu wa COVID-19. Na tutashughulikia na tutafuata hadi mwisho wake. Tuko na wewe. In case of anything, pigia simu.
Sawa.
Asante. Okay. Tunaomba kuondoka.
Asante.
There we have it.
Yes.
Been a very important episode 2. James, what do you take from episode 2 as a thank? Thank you so much. I'm seeing a lot of people also watching and following and also commenting. We thank you so much. Keep on. If you have any questions, DM us. What did they get from episode 2, my friend?
So one of the main things that actually we find at the first few seconds of the movie is an introduction to what intervention methods that are there. So we introduced to a doctor, and we're also introduced to a lawyer this just gives us an understanding of what do you do, what happens when, what are the things that are there that have been set in place when you find yourself in such a situation. We have the medical side, we have the psychosocial support, we have the legal in terms of access to justice, and we have the safety needs.
True.
So first of all, we see that Anako reassured that everything is going to be okay. 2, that she keeps on being told that it's not her fault. And then 3, she is encouraged to keep on having hope that there is hope for access to justice. So I think that is very important for anyone who has gone through this, that there are structures that are set in place, even at GVRC, to ensure that you get the help that you need at the time that you need for, and also get justice. So I think that is something that has come really clear.
Thank you very much. So what James, you're saying is that at GVRC we also offer all these services and linkages. We will not only give you medical treatment, but you also receive psychosocial support counseling.
Yeah,
And we'll link you up to issues of access to justice in terms of lawyers, the whole battery, lawyers and these other people that can also offer you shelter. So I think the point is, if these things are happening, do not keep quiet. All you need to do is speak out, because there are people out there who are willing to like help, isn't it?
Help, yes.
Yeah, Divine, what was going on through your mind when you are doing this particular part 2 short film?
Actually, part 2, we had 2 things in mind. First of all, ensuring that our audience, the people who will be watching, get to understand exactly how perpetrators or methods used by perpetrators to do this kind of heinous acts in the communities, because these are people that you trust also. Si ati mtu ametoka kule nje akaingia. So one of those methods that perpetrators wanatumia ni ku-expose watoto kwa things that are beyond their brains. Am I understanding?
Thank you. Hebu shikilia. Labda kuna mtu amejoin when you have started. Could you at least play it up to 1 to 15? 1115.
Beatrice, asante sana kwa kuweza kutupigia simu kwa wakati ambao unafaa. Huyu hapa ni
I'm Dr. Makao, nafanya kazi na Gender Violence Recovery Center.
Tunashukuru. Wamboi, mimi ni Wasike, ni wakili ambaye anashughulikia kesi za gender based violence katika community level.
Wambo, kindly explain to us what happened on that day.
Mambo. Tankusho kitu. Unaonaje hiyo? Achana na hivi tunasoma. Tala, ona? Hey, hivi ndio tukubwa unasikianga vizuri. Hii inaitwa missionary.
Yes.
Wow. Maybe Divine, what's happening? What's happening there? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, this is what I was talking about. Like, do parents really understand what goes on behind closed doors when their children are left alone with these adults here? One of the methods that are used by perpetrators to lure these young minds, they are young, they are not adults, their minds are not as strong as his mind. So one of those ways ambao natumia kuweza lure into these things ni kuonesha pornographic materials, because that's what's going on that phone. You can tell by the kind of styles that animation mtoi, those kind of things unatajia mtoi mdogo kiasi hicho.
Unamuonesha mazee?
Unamuonesha kila kitu, anaona vizuri kabisa kila kitu ambacho iko pale. She gets kitu ya kwanza, mwanadamu ni mtu curious. Obviously mtoto atakuwa curious kuweza kuona hii ni gani, and then because mind yake si strong enough ama judgment yake haiko that stable, anaamua kufanya nini? Kufuata na kwa carried away with it. So choices ambazo mtu yana make from here, they're not things ambazo ange make kama akili yake ingekuwa imekoma vizuri kabisa. So those are part of the methods that are used by perpetrators. Na hivi tu inafanyika katika communities. It's happening.
It's happening, eh?
It's there. Na kitu community haijui sana labda ni kwamba kuna help kule nje. Kuna help. GVRC inapeana hii help iko kule nje. As long as you just reach out. Kitu ambayo inazuianga ni if you keep silent, ndio uwezi kupata msaada. But when you speak out, break the silence, that's when help comes in.
Thank you very much. And I think umeweka vizuri kwamba they are using several techniques and one of them ni kuexpose watu kama Wambo. Si ndio?
Yeah.
To pornography.
Yeah.
James, according to your experience and also you being a psychologist, what does this do to a young person?
You know, for someone at a certain age, your body is very is undergoing so many changes, and this happen not only physically but also psychologically. So your senses are heightened, your curiosity is on an extreme level. So kitu enye haungewahi fikiria before becomes really interesting. And again, this all just falls into the whole idea of sexuality. So at this time, your senses are amplified. So say you can expose at that level, when you expose someone who does not understand what is happening to her body, expose them to something that seems interesting or at least gives an answer to whatever they're feeling or a way on how to express whatever they're feeling. Hey man, that's like putting a carrot. Nizile is the whole description of a carrot and a stick. This is like dangling a carrot in front of someone who really is hungry. So kufanya hivi, one, ina spark up curiosity yake, na two, ina stir up something that amekuwa kiambiwa as a press. And again, the whole fear enye amekuwa nayo that huyu ni anko, huyu ni mtu mkubwa, huyu ni mtu mwenye hawezi ni harm.
True.
Ametrustiwa na mom, tumekuwa tukifunzana. I'm pretty sure this is not the first time. Anko hajafanya ati siku ya kwanza ndio anafanya hivi. So there's trust that has been built. So for the in the mind of Wambo, naona niko na opportunity express what I feel, na two, anko is in harm. So you see,
na anko anafanya hivi sababu ananipenda.
Exactly, the idea of love pain ingia hapo. So that may be construed, and before she realizes that this is a bad thing or something that could cause harm, it is too late.
Wow, thank you. And I also believe that what viewers on our naona, thank you so much people from kuna viewers baka Mombasa jo. Thank you people from Mombasa who are watching. Kama kawa tutawaletea movie ya Kiswahili, nasikia mnazusha, so I think tutafanya ya Kiswahili pia at some point. Yeah, and then also yes, children, teenagers pia wana binadamu, si ndio?
Yeah.
Na wako na same bodies kama zetu, ni nyama, mafupa na damu, si ndio? So ile effect wewe una get ukiona pornography, I think is the same. How sio?
It is, or even maybe amplified.
Maybe amplified. Sabnuayanga.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I think that point that Devane said about how they are using to lure, how Wambo was lured, and probably, Devane, what do you think made it possible for this uncle, so that ule mtu ana watch home aweze kurelate na situation yake? Ni nini ita make it possible msee afikie mtu wako akue close na yeye mpaka muoneshe pornography?
Mimi najua from my experience in the community that I work with, that trust ambayo huyu mtu, the victim, akonayo kwa perpetrator. First thing ni trust. Kwamba huyu mtu haizi ni harm, huyu mtu namjua, huyu mtu haizi niumiza. So that's one thing. Second thing ni ile nafasi, opportunity ambayo tunapeana watoto peke yao na watu fulani. Unaona? Without so much supervision, because you trust this person so much, ina contribute so much that mtu take advantage of that opportunity ya kuweza kuviolate mtoi. It happens. Third thing ni kwamba huyu the situation itself, the COVID-19 situation itself, ilazimisha in some way the lockdown, ilazimisha watu kuja pamoja. Watu ambao hawakuwa pamoja for a very long time. Kama hakungekuwa na COVID-19, labda huyu uncle hangepata nafasi ya kukaa na huyu mtoto all this time, ama kwa peke yake na huyu mtoto, because uncle alikuwa kazi zake. Unaona, hangepata nafasi. But because of that situation, walipata nafasi kwa pamoja. So the whole day they spent together. Huyu jamaa anapata nafasi ya kufanya vitu zote. And not also to mention, unajua kuonesha mtoto pornography ni criminal offense. It violates the rights of this child. So huyu jamaa anajua kile anafanya kabisa. And this is just one way of many that perpetrators wanatumia kuweza kufanya nini? Kulua our wasichana into such things.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. And I think also maybe James, before we can continue just watching the same, ni Wambo. I know you've dealt with a lot of children. Wambo represents many children out there. What do you think are the options for Wambo? Mtoi mwenye ako pale, ama mzazi ana watch anafaendea build mtoi wake, si ndio? Vile tunaona kwa hii movie. As a parent who is watching, what options do I have? like Wambo
very hard to get out. So whenever she is in a situation where she feels like her life is in danger, she needs to get out of there as much, like Mbio. If she cannot to raise alarm, draw attention to herself, ensure that at least someone knows that she's there. And also, there should be consistent communication between her and her caregiver in case, whenever she is with someone else. Like akuwe anajua, like Wambo, if you can get every single time anamwambia mom niko hapa, so that in case anything happens, there is record that this has happened. So she needs to do that, and I believe that is just a few of the ideas of how she can be prepared for this.
Wow, thank you. I think that's very, very good and an important point. Divine. Pornography ko rampant mtaani, especially sasa hivi wenye watu hiyo, children have been home, schools have been closed, kuna restrictions, watu hiyo wanacheza tu mtaani. Has such kind of cases been rampant? Watu hiyo wana access pornography?
Manze, hii story kuna sisi tunaishi katika age ya digital whatever, so wasee kuna masimu, wanaweza access YouTube, wanaweza access websites, wanaweza access kitu yote, unaona? So masimu zimefanya imekuwa rahisi sana wao kuweza kuaccess hii kind of content. Utapata kuna watu wanapata, kuna watu wanaangalia hizi vitu, wanaweza pata kitu yote very easily on the net. So labda tu, and then data iko available. Kila mtu says most of the people in Kenya wako connected.
Very true.
Bundles ni cheap.
Bundles ni cheap. Na ku access phone pia ni rahisi. And then wazazi tunapatia toys so much of these toys to hang out with. The phones, the tablets and everything else.
Goja, sasa mtu yeye akiniambia nataka kufanya homework na mimi sijui na download sijui wapi, sijui unajua ndamwambia sasa. Ndio mimi naye ni kule stress yangu tu pole hapo hivyo. Sinipatie tu phone.
But mzazi anaweza take nini ile responsibility ya kutaka kujua mtu yote apataje kitu, na mimi kama mzazi najua kwamba nikapata ni phone kwa mtoi wangu hivi na nimachie bundles na kila kitu kwa najua kwa hii phone anaweza access kitu yote hapa very easily. Kuna a way of censoring these things ambao wazazi kidogo wanajua, wengine hawajui.
The softwares, there are apps that limit the kind of access to sites kama hizo. So there are ways. It's not only a bad thing. It can also be a good thing.
But there are ways, eh?
Yeah, there are ways to curb access to pornographic sites for easy tablets zenye zinatumika home.
But kuna you can even wazazi wangekuwa more responsible. Mimi ninasema hivyo. Wangekuwa more responsible to the point of mtoto anafaa kuweza kudownload homework, kama kuweza kudownload kitu fulani kuweza kuwatch kwa net. I'll do it for that mtoi, alafu ni lock everything else. Aipate iko downloaded aweze kutumia.
Ni sawa, unanipatia nini what is tungependelea, lakini ground situation ni kwaje?
Watu ground kubaya tu sana. Watu wanachua kila kitu. Mzazi anataka concentrate kwa stress ya kutafuta do. That's the first thing, just getting an income. That's what the parents are concentrating on, at the expense of their children getting exposed to so much content ambayo hawafai kuwa exposed to.
Wow.
That's the problem. Kule mtaani, who cares mtoto wako anatoka pale na kwa watoto wengine pale. Okay, labda mtoto wako umemfungia ujompatie vitu kama hivi, but umemwacha ana access watoto wengine katika hiyo estate. Watoto wengine kwa hizo tablets wanatoka nazo nje, they can access pornography, they'll watch it from there. So unaona, so I think in society hatujakuwa that much strict dealing with this kind of things. And then there's another problem. For example, mimi nipate mtoto wa mtu ako pale nje na watch pornography kwa simu yake. When I take action, kitama mtu ange take action na angekuwa na shida. But now, guza huyo mtoto, unajua simba ni nani?
And actually that is true, but the situation is bad. And vile tunaona kwa hii movie, children are being exposed also to pornography, ambayo James ametuambia like psychologically pia ina mesa watu. Umesema ni kama inawa prepare makifo ya mende, kufufuka kwa sijui chukuni. Those things, the situation is bad. Sindio?
It's bad.
And what I would say mimi ni hata tufanye hii situation yote, tunaweza tu access to internet ama access to pornography kweli?
Legally speaking, you cannot do that.
No, hata possibly ama humanly.
Okay, kuna vitu ambazo ni hard kuweza control.
Internet iko.
Na not unless iko kama nchi ambayo haina so much democracy zenye wanakazi yanga na block internet completely katika nchi mzima. But since hiyo iko pale, kuna vitu hauwezi zuia. But you can put in measures to control what kind of materials mtoto anaweza kwa access.
Thank you. And
Yeah.
that takes me back to the point ile James alisema. So wewe kama mzazi ambao uko pale, is during COVID, umeenda hustle zako, you are doing so much. Thank you so much. We salute you for the hustle that you do. But how many children? GVSC? Approximately 41%, 44?
47.
Yeah, 47% of our cases are children. That's like half. And last year tuliona over 4K survivors. Hawa watu ni wengi sana. And we kama mzazi unafanya all the hustles. It's during maybe COVID, biashara imeharibika, lazima uende store kama 3, umeacha mtoi home, watu wako na access now. Divine ametuambia grau imechafuka. Kwanza Eastland wase wanaona porn sana, ziko kwa phone. Lakini James also said something very important. Make sure you have time with your child. Understand your child knows the effect. Penye imefika mimi naona hatuwezi kataza watu watch, but what they should be able to do according to me, if your child is able to make the right decision wakati amekuwa exposed na ndio content, na content ni chafu, I think the most important thing ni they should know how to act. They should know what to do. They should know who to speak to. They should know how to report. Sababu uwezi fungilia hiyo content kaishafi. Hata kwa situations anaona poster inawaalika wakuje buruburu, wakuje sijui kifo ya mende kufuka kwa chukuni. Yeah, so but akiona hiyo poster ya kwenda kifo ya mende anafaa juu anaaktaje, si ndio? I think that can also really help. So those 2 points I really agree before we roll it on.
Yes, but kuna kitu kingine pia. Watu wako idle, wengi wao ambao walipoteza makazi, wako idle. Wako mtaani wako idle.
Awendi hustle.
Awendi hustle wako tu. Wewe unapotoka unaenda hustle, huyu amebaki happy hivi. Kumbuka fisi ni fisi tu. Na wako tu pale tu and they're waiting for a chance. Hata kama ni moja tu peke yake kuweza kutake advantage of that, wakaribu mtoto, wadili na wewe. That's what's happening on the ground. Watu wako wengi and then we live together and then kuna so much stress around and then nafasi kipatikana hivi tu mtu anatake advantage of that. We just need to be careful.
Ikuja kwa GBV na abuse ya watoto, kuna jina sitaki kutumia yenye my sister alitumia tumikuwa watu fulani siku hizi. Sikasema ni watu wa gani James.
Wacha tuchoche sema.
No, because this is a
your discretion.
Yeah. Your discretion. When they come to my personal wall nitawaambia wamekuwa watu fulani sana siku hizi. And then also who is calling me na nimeweka silent. And then maybe
ni viewers wamekuwatch. Wanataka kuuliza swali labda.
I'm sorry my director, this phone has
Sorry. Tuongee na yeye.
So yeah, like okay, I hope I think he's one of the viewers. But very quickly, moving on very quickly is we've seen what's happened to Ambo. We've seen how exposed she is, and tumekubaliana is most people who are around the children. Yes, most of people around our families are the ones who are actually really abusing our children. Yes. So moving on forward before we roll it on to part 3, you've said GVRC is open, people can access us, people can get our help. And for children, they can always speak out. Hata wanaweza report. GVRC toll-free number 0800 0880 0800. Yes, 0800 720 5625. Inapita tu hapo kila time. Utakuwa unaiona. Get in touch with us at any moment and we'll be able to respond before we proceed to part 3. Divine, unaweza sukuma kidogo tena until where we can see the other part. What's happening to the lives of our children?
Inaitwa Spider. Alafu hii, angalia hii. Hii ndio the best, inaitwa kifo ya mende. La. Ona tu. In fact, fanya hivi. Twende nikuoneshe. Ni poa. Twende tu. Ni poa. Twende nikuoneshe.
Si makosa yako. Tuko na wewe hapa.
We are here with you. Don't blame yourself. And we walk with you through the way. Okay?
So what happens to this child, to this pregnancy?
It's your option to decide on that. but GVLC watakupatia psychosocial support free of charge and counseling will start immediately. And tutaenda na Wambo to run some test on her kuona kama kuna any transmitted diseases on her.
Baada ya hiyo tutaweza kufuatilia kesi yenyewe na tumehandle kesi mingi kama hizi sana sana wakati huu wa COVID-19 na tutashughulikia na tutafuata hadi mwisho wake. Tuko na wewe. In case of anything, pigia simu.
Sawa.
Asante. Wacha tunaomba kuondoka.
Asanteni.
Thank you. Now, like we've seen, kumbuka what taking it back from episode 1. Umadhe alikuwa ni kama ana options, si ndio? Alikuwa anasikia ni kama dunia imemfinya, imemsongamanisha, ajui atafanya nini. Right now, James, umetusaidia ku-explore the options. Probably just explain to us. Mtu ako na kesi kama hii. Pale home, somebody has had this case. Kuna kesi ya defilement, kuna kesi ya rape. Would you just take us through that your flow? Mtu ana kesi kama hii. Anaweza anzia wapi, itaenda wapi, itaendaje, atasaidiwa na nani until the end. So that people can really relate and understand what happens when kuna this case. So that if you are out there and you are watching this and it has happened a similar situation and you want to get out, somebody would want to understand. Tupeleke tu through your mechanism.
Okay. So first of all, the first reaction for you should be that there is help. Kitu ya kwanza, understand that there are people who are willing to help. So in case you need any information, we have tumepewa toll-free number, that is 0800 720 565. Once you get help, you'll be directed to one of our facilities, the Nairobi Women's. We have them across the Rift Valley and even in Nairobi, in Kajiado, and you will get help. So once you get to the facility, the first thing that we will do is we'll assess your need. Ile process and you'll be taken through, we term it as a survivor-centered approach. So you will be the decision maker. You or your caregiver will be the decision maker. You as a survivor, we know that it is very important for you to understand that the process yako, yote ni yako. So once you come, you will be taken through physical examination, tests will be done, and in case there's any medication, you'll be provided. And it is very important to note that all these services are free.
Yes.
At any of our facilities, all these services are free. So you don't need to worry about PESA. You don't need to worry about incurring any cost. All we need for you to do is just come and be corporate. Just come. Let us take you through that process. So once you're done, it is up to you to make the choice. We will give you every information you need to make an informed choice in terms of access to justice. If you want to take this further, we will be directed to the police station, where once you record your case and the forms are filled, you can be connected to organizations that give access to justice services, lawyers, pro bono services, just so that we are here to support you to take it to as far as you want it. But remember, and this is very important for us, that the choice is yours. The choice is all up to you. We are here, we are ready to provide everything that you need, but it is up to you.
Wow.
So
Thank you, James, for so at least mwenye anaona and understand what happens, ndivyo. And maybe lastly to debate. Unajua ukiwa pale mtoi ashakuwa defiled, unasikia labda sijajua GVRC wenye watujui, mtu akona options gani zile pale grau, zile option herbal. Unajua wengine wanaweza muacha tu akae na hii mimba, wengine wanaweza terminate. Probably what is the consequences ya wazazi pale grau? Mzazi kawa ambo. Unajua ile choice ata make iko na consequence yake. Lazima kuna consequence.
Yeah, kunazo.
So kwa grau.
The kind of choice mother to make, it determine whether watapata help na pia waweze kudeter such incidences from happening, ama kukuwe na continuation of the same thing. Kwa sababu akiamua kunyamazia na wamalizia hapo hiyo story, ni nini itazuia mtu mwingine, jirani mwingine pia kufanya the same thing? Ajaona ule mwingine hajafanya kitu yote, ama story ilinyamaziwa, ikienda hivyo down. So itakuwa very very hard for other people also to be deterred from this. But once it is reported, action is taken. Trust me, I will learn from that, or someone else will learn from that, na labda hata dhubutu kufanya hivyo pia. So unaona? And then this whole circle of trying to report this whole thing ina create awareness bado kwa community because hakuna kitu kama inaweza toka nje ni uweze kukosa kufikia watu wengine quoted. And then kuna ile I like it what he has just said kwamba GVRC itakusaidia katika kila kitu from A to Z kusonga mbele. Watu walikuwa ngana ile fear like I'll come in and then I don't have the financial muscle kuweza kupushi kitu, watahongana iende hivi hivi, au itakuaje, evidence itapatikanaje. But now you've put it very clear. Hii kitu yote ni free of charge. Utasaidiwa pale niweze kupata kila kitu ambacho unahitaji. Kama hauwezi fikia GVRC, watu walikuwa advised you can start with the local authorities ambao kwa mtaani. Once the case is reported, and I've seen nowadays katika most police stations kuna gender desk. Kunazo. Once it's reported there katika police station kwamba kuna defilement, sexual abuse ama gender based violence, kesi inachukuliwa inaanza kusonga mbele, and you make sure you contact GVRC. From there help inapatikana. Otherwise tukanyamaza hii story ni kubaya tu sana.
Thank you very much Dwayne. Na pia usijaribu ku make decisions kama ujaongea na mtu even as a parent. Most likely unajua umeavoid kusema mtu yako shule ako pregnant na ule uncle tumeona ule ni mjanja, the mother might even consider an abortion. The reality ya ground ni gani? But what they are saying is don't make any decision before you seek help. Unajua mara mingi watu umia sababu hebu hata kama unatembea upigwe, piga nduru. Ujui nani atakusaidia, si ndio?
One thing is
piga nduru. Wakenya sisi tunapendanaga sana. Just make sure speak out.
Break the silence.
So that you get the best option for your child. Ama ni aje?
Yeah, nivo, the only thing that can help you ni to break the silence. Because if you don't speak out, utasaidika namna gani? That's one thing that has worked with so many people ambao nimeona mtaani, ili kuweza kuongea. And then decision ambayo una make like kuna makuziba hii kitu kunyamazia alafu kafanya abortion, labda unafanya abortion in an unsafe ways. Effect kwa mtu inaweza kuwa worse even than that. Inaweza kuwa worse kabisa because akiweza kuumia zaidi
itakuwa mbaya. Just explore the options, don't keep quiet. Wewe ndio unaongelea on behalf of that child. And one thing pia ningependa kuangalia, kamera yangu ni gani? Niambia hawa wasi wana abuse hawa watoto on a very serious note. Unajua tumekaa hapa ni kama tunaweka responsibility yote. Mama lazima ufanye hivi, mtoto lazima ufanye hivi. Mwenye alianzisha hiki kitu yote ni hiyo perpetrator. There is nobody else to blame. If you are out there na wewe ndio perpetrator, wewe ndio unadefile watoto na kuwapatia mimba, this whole thing again goes back to you. You have a responsibility. Hatutashinda huku tukiambia watoto sijui wavae vizuri, wafunge mlango, wamama sijui wafanye nini, sijui sababu yako. No, it's wrong. The responsibility is kwanza wewe ndio the biggest part of this thing. We need to end it. And the ending it means that working together and everybody taking responsibility for their part. You're also responsible for this. So what you are calling for is also for action against these perpetrators. Ukifanya hii kitu ni wewe umefanya. Si wanaume wote wamefanya. Si nani amefanya. Action should be taken. We are calling for action to be taken against the perpetrators. Ndivyo? We will not say that wamama lazima wakaishe watoto na wavalishe vizuri sababu wababa wameshindwa kubehave. No. Ama umeshindwa kubehave buda.
Come on.
Yeah, we can do this and we can do better. Si ndio? And then na tutaki tena watu wa blame wote in total. What you are saying is let us work together, lead by example and also ensure that we take care of our families. Hii part 2 imenyuma imekuwa a bit emotional. Let's watch out for part 3 next Saturday. James, one word to our viewers and remind them again how they can get to GVRC.
It is up to you. I think hiyo ndio utamalizana naye. Yani, break the silence. Your story matters. Your story holds a lot of weight. So break that silence. Ensure that imetoboka. And we are here for you as GVRC. So you can get us, again, just remind them, on the toll-free number at any time. Please make sure you call 0800 720 565. That is 0800 720 565. You can get us also more information on our social media sites at GVRC Kenya on YouTube, the gender-based violence, the Nairobi Women's Hospital on Facebook, GVRC Kenya, at GVRC Kenya on Twitter, and even on Instagram. In case you need anything that you cannot, that you need to ask, any inquiry that you need about GBV or health issues, just slide in kwa DM. Tuko hapa, tutakusort. Tuko na team mzito sana ya kushughulikia. Hit the like button, subscribe, share. Watch a message spread. Thank you. And also just to shout out to wale watu wamekuwa live the whole time. Kina Nell, Gilbert, we have Martin. Ensure muendelea watu mbogi yetu ya Nakuru continue sharing this message. I think tuta make sure tumekusanya hapa tena next time.
Wazi. Thanks. Super titles. How can people get
Mr. Producer?
Mr. Producer. All right. Unaweza tupata katika Facebook page, that is The Royal Theatre, in capital letters, The Royal Theatre, ama you can send us an email, royaltheatre254@gmail.com. From there on tunaweza jua vinaweza kukulink na GVRC ama kuweza kusaidiana kule mbele ama kama ni kumake the same kind of things. The most important thing ni kwamba break the silence. Usinyamaze, break the silence. Ongea. Na kuna power in that, because whatever you say is very very powerful. Kumbuka kitu ya kwanza ni kwamba kuna timu iko pale kuweza kukusaidia. Niko tayari kukusaidia na tutakusaidia by the way. So ongea.
Thank you so much. Hey, our viewers, maze, hiyo episode 2 imekuwa poa. Let's see how the story ends in episode 3. Next Saturday, the conclusion. Kimya, don't miss. Masan kama hiyo tu. Tutakuwa pale live on GVRC Facebook page again next Saturday. Make sure you're with us. Kama umemiss episode 1 and 2, bado ziko hapo kwa Facebook. Na tena zingine ziko YouTube ya Gender Violence Recovery Center.
Yes.
Watch, get in touch, connect, let's share, let's expand this process. Ndivyo? And again, si leo ni weekend. Ungefanya nini ingine better bila kuona movie wewe? So like your Facebook page. See you next weekend. Awesome.
Hakuna haja kunyamaza kimya na wajiumiza.